What's up, poker people? This is Funchampion in the house, and we are set for day 7 of 66-day series of hand reading. So let's get rolling.
Alrighty, poker people. So today is going to be a bit interesting. We are going to be doing day 7 of 66 days of hand reading for sure. So we've got that going on. It's day 7. And today, of course, is the heroes range that we're going to be ranging. But here's the thing. Yesterday, well, wrong page. Yesterday, LTU Maximus, a watcher or a viewer on Twitch suggested or asked if there's a way to hide a lot of information. You can see how the screen is green right here. That means we won the hand. And you can also see the hole cards. Well, and let me just hit this. These red ones mean that we lost the hand, right? And, I thought about it, and it's really easy to hide my C1 in the hole cards, but you also have to hide this green highlight right here at the same time because, well, if you see that it's green highlight, you at least know that you won the hand. A really good way to kind of simulate in-game situations is to highlight or to get rid of those colors. You don't know the hole cards. You don't know how much you won or lost in the hand. So, since we're hand reading the heroes range today, that's exactly what we're going to do. So let me show you how to do that. Just the normal thing pops up. We're looking at small blind hands. Pick up hole. Great. So you can see right here, winning. We have to worry about that down here because the rid of the. So we see that negative rows make them all white. Right, we got losing game scenarios right here. So we're gonna hand off of the felt. You want to see action on various streets. You want to know that there's some action that'll help you either narrow the opponent's range or whatever the case is, based on like whatever the board might be at the time. So if we do it by turn action, we see all these checks and stuff. All the X's are checks, C's are calls. I don't know, raise, call, bet, raise, bet, bet, with a river action check-in. Well, let's see here, 626, 426. Yeah, from a few months ago. Some of them very recent. I don't even remember those hands at all. Let's just go with, I don't know, raise, bet, bet hand. Sounds good. So, the other thing is, too, and I demonstrated this on yesterday's video. I should have demonstrated it here. It's a good thing we already did it, because always show hero hole cards should be unchecked. You see how those are checked? Sure, my cards would pop up, but I don't want to do that because the goal right now is to range my own hands. So the tool...
All right, welcome people. We are going to review this. Today is going to be blind cards, like our cards are not shown. We don't know whether we won or lost a hand. So we are pretty much simulating, the in-game situation. That will be fun.
Tools that we do our hand reading with.
So we'll be doing range play versus range estimation of the villain as well. So let's get this thing rolling.
Flopzilla, of course. And then we use split suits hand reading temp. We asked forms and combos with to do with this kind of stuff. I believe the more it seeps into your subconscious, because it's the heroes range, we're going to assign our pre-flop range here and then narrow it through the streets by using all this. But then we'll just assign some kind of random hand that we think.
So this is early position open
right here, just so we have equities, equity shown.
Pretty tight range.
But the goal isn't to hand read our opponent today. Alrighty. So it's an under the gun opens, 3 big blinds, makes sense, and a 6 max game. Let's see here. 75 cents, 1 caller. 2 callers, okay. Oh, let's see, who's my opponent? I bet. Okay, cool. So we know that 808 Wild Date is our opponent. Yeah, because I hid all that other information. I didn't know who my opponent was going to be in the hand. This could have been a multi-way pot for all I knew. Let's see here. So we are raising under the gun. Now, I can tell you right now that my under the gun range is actually quite narrow. Roughly 15%, but we can get rid of some of this stuff here. I've been taking off deuces through 5s under the gun just because I get 3-bet so much. This guy has a high 3-bet. No one else. This is a pretty good table to be playing at, but I get 3-bet so much, and I fold those.
I feel for 6 max that's a bit on the tighter side. No suited 10s, no suited 9s.
Hands so often that I just don't like opening them under the gun anymore. I'll often go as low as 9-8 suited. I do not like these from under the gun for sure. Sometimes ace-jack is an open hand, so we'll keep that in the range for now at least. King-queen occasionally offsuit. Most of the time it would be suited. King-jack suited I might open. Especially, let's take a look at the blinds here. Look at that. He's a 40-13. I want to play with him. Don't know just yet, but possibly want to play with him. So,
all right, let me quickly put my MP2 range in. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, six-handed table. I'd probably... Okay, these are also my tournament ranges. I am not so sure about how these would change or these would play out in cash scenario, but let's put in tournament hands. I mean, it wouldn't be so different in my opinion. Okay, suited nines, I would open all of them. Probably 6 suited, ace 5 suited, king jack off. Yeah, this seems fair enough in my opinion. We are six-handed, all right, so probably fives. Yeah, this is my range, 17%, 228 combos.
because these guys are in the blinds, I'm opening to try to isolate one or both of them.
And especially since they are loose players, you'd like to go in with good range.
So I think sixes are good. 9-8, king jack, ace 10 as the bottom of the... Yep, I'm good with this nice little 10.7% range. 142 combos.
42 in 10.7.
Oh, whoops, I gotta do all this other stuff too. 10.7, 142.
Open up with the wide range.
When it comes to under the gun and MP on 6 max, I am pretty tight in these two ranges. When it comes to MP, I'm opening closer to that 15% range that I first clicked on. So I'm going to say right now that this is our range, but before we get to this, 875-39040. Come.
Two colors, small
Turn will
blind,
come
big
some
blind.
cards, river will come some cards. And then we'll put some additional notes down here as we continue. Alrighty, so, so we get two callers right here. And first off, we'll just assign a random hand to this caller. He could be calling, I don't know, king, queen. Just for now, we might change this as we go if I kind of get an idea of what he might have, but we'll just give him king, queen for now. It doesn't really matter. Two callers right here. That's our opponent. Okay, ace, 8, 4, club, spade, club. Okay, on this flop, our hand hits top pair or better, open in a straight draw or better, and these combo draws 42% of the time. So this is a pretty decent flop for us. It's not exactly an ace high and dry. It's pretty close to an ace high and dry board. As you can see, there's no open enders possible. There's just gut shot draws and a flush draw possible. If this were like right here, ace 8, 4 of hearts, that would be more of an ace high and dry flop. This is an ace high and semi-wet flop. I guess there's other gut shots with the 3-5 or the deuce 5 or the deuce 3 kind of hands. But as of right now, I think it looks like we have a really good shot of having... Look at all those aces in our range. We have a lot of aces in our range, a lot of second pair hands. One set or two sets, the aces and eights in our range. But let's see what happens here with our... Let's see what they do first. Check, check. Okay, now we bet $1.50. That's 2/3 pot into two players. He does not... Well, he folds 2/3. He folds 100% of the time. They're both looking pretty passive. I'm thinking I am making this bet for value right now. It could be a bluff because they both check to me. If this is a bluff, I might be only doing it on one street. But we might keep... Well, we'll keep some of our bluffs in right now. So sets, I am betting right here just to start building the pot because they both have... full stack behind a 2/3 stack right, or what's 3/5 stack right here, 60% starting stack. So that's a good thing. So I'm thinking we're betting all our sets, our two pairs, we're betting our top pairs, pocket pair below. We're at least throwing that one straight out, hoping that they don't have an ace. If we have pocket queens or jacks right here, we're betting, and if they fold, that's just fine by me because that means they didn't hit the ace, and at least I take down a 9 big blind pot. Middle pair with a 9-8. I do like the C-bet on one street right here. At least to hopefully bluff them off a non-ace hand. Get everyone to fold all their non-pairs right here. Now weak pairs I'm probably not betting. No made hand, no. Flush draws definitely betting. 2-card backdoor flush. Oh, those are all those. Well, the aces are already accounted for, but Yeah, I would bet those, the 2-card backdoor, at least this one street. If we bet a second street, if we double barrel here, we could take away some of those weaker draws for sure. Yep. So at this point, we have 72% of our pre-flop range, which equals to 73 hands right now.
All right, so let's try and narrow down our range as well. What are we gonna bet on? What is the board?
So at
ace 4 8. Obviously, eights are doing it. Sevens and sixes probably not. Fives not. This is the absolute bottom pair, not doing it. 9-8 suited, probably like you mentioned, probably betting one street and seeing what they are doing, trying to get value if there's any draw that's chasing gut shot if they are chasing, and I would like to get some value from them and also see where we stand or the decision that we want to take on the later streets. All right, Jack 9 suited, not in the picture. Jack 9 suited, probably clubs or spade could hang around. I mean, it's not so bad. We have some equity with the 8. We have but that's it. There's no direct connect with the flop, so probably not betting the street right away. I'd be bluffing them if we are betting it. All these probably king 9, king 10 of the club variety could definitely bet. So these are definitely betting in my opinion. Queen Jack is again a gut shot for us, as well as a flush draw, definitely yes. Backdoor flush draw, probably not. So not all of Queen Jacks I would continue. Queens definitely yes. King Queen off. Again, there's a gut shot and second and third pair probably on the board. Could not bet the flop though, in my opinion. But with king of clubs, backdoor flush, probably I would think of it. Not with king jack off for sure. Ace jack off. Probably be with the jack of clubs and ace of yeah, top pair hands are definitely betting it. All these are definitely betting it. Probably ace jack off, ace 10 off, ace 9 off are top pair with not so great kicker, but still decent kickers. So could probably go for 1 or 2 streets of value depending on the turn card. And all these other hands with clubs are definitely continuing, and with spades, some of these might continue. Only the top rung, not queens, not jack 10, probably not. All right, so that's my range that's continuing. Nines probably one street, like I said. Tens as well. All these, yep. Okay, cool.
At this point, we have 72% of our pre-flop range, which equals to 73 hands right now. 72% of the previous range, which is 73 hands, and that range is right here. So with our range, if this is his oh, what a coincidence, he has a flush draw. Let's put our opponent on a random 8 instead, just for now. I have no idea. Oh, that's a spade, huh? Okay, a random 8 instead. So we have 78% versus a second pair hand. If he had a 4, we'd have 79%. If he has a random top pair hand, let's just give him ace 3 for a gut shot as well. We actually only have 43% because we have so many draws and missed hands in our range. Rock Kid, hey, how's it going, Rock Kid? Thanks for joining. I appreciate that. So as of right now, ace 8-4, we're looking pretty good with our range. We narrowed us down from 142 hands to 73. So we took away half our range with that c-bet right there. I love it. Oh, yeah, let's just give him the ace 3. It doesn't matter. Any kind of random top pair hand. So we get one caller and just one caller. So it's us and 808 Wild Date 1. Now the three of spades comes. So on this, oh, we can't have a three of spades here. Let's give him a three of hearts then. This three of spades comes. Now, obviously,
What's up, Funchampion? Interesting board. As Hero always prefers betting hands with no backdoor flushes and checking hands with the flush draw in position. Um, yeah, always definitely betting hands with no backdoor flushes and checking hands with flush draw in position. Yeah, I would agree, and probably also taking the advantage that it's an ace high board and it's gone check check. So probably betting is a good option in my opinion on this. But betting big, I'm not so sure of betting that big. But then again, if you want to just want to have people off their hands or just mug their hands right away on the flop, then that's a good strategy. But if we want to extract some value here, and if indeed we want to play range, I feel we should be betting somewhere like 33 to 44%, and I would choose that size. Having seen a few playouts, that's the decision I'm taking. But let's continue because interesting thing is I have included my range in this, and it started out pretty wide and it's still continuing pretty wide because we are at a significant advantage with this wider starting range, top heavy, Broadway heavy, and also a lot of suited combos in range, whether a flush draw or a backdoor one. We are in good position with this starting range. All right, and welcome to the series, man. It's day 7, 6 days. Let's go.
we do have aces. We still have those top pairs in our range, but all of our different draws, whether they were flush draws, I guess the backdoor flush draws picked up some flop. I'm sorry, picked up some flush draw equity right here with that one. So things are looking good with that three of spades. Let's see here. If he does have a random ace, he's way ahead of us 83% of the time. Oh, because he picked up two pair with this hand. If he had the 10-8, like we said before, he's only got 72% equity because he just has a second pair. And that turn just helped us, gave us a lot of backdoor draws, and we still have a ton of aces and over pairs to his eights in our range. So things are looking good. I'm liking this hand right now. Hoping we have an ace. Hoping. 393. What is that?
Wow. So four.
Seems like
four
over.
out of 5. So like 80.
Divided by 525, like 3/4 pot.
76.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
That's a
that 3/4 pot bet tells me I am totally going for value here.
value. Yeah.
I'm not putting out a double barrel bluff versus a guy who appears to be rather nitty. His fold to c-bet is 100. It's 1 out of 1 so far, but the fact that he stayed on the
Now, having looked at 6 days of hand reading, I see that Sky particularly relies quite a bit on the stats and the way he makes decisions, or at least justifies them in reviews, is with those stats. And I'm considering inclusion of a lot of these stats on in my gameplay as well. I've been doing it for last 2 or 3 days, and it does work a good number of times. I'm not denying that. Like, for example, it's very easy to see if somebody donk bets way too much. If they donk bet way too much, then obviously they are kind of they don't understand what they're doing. If they donk like 10% of the times, well, they exactly know what they're doing, and just betting whenever they hit the flop, and that's good indication for us to whether we would like to charge it or whether we'd like to give it away. But it's important to see, I feel it's important to look at stats, hard stats, since that actually collates good amount of data over a good amount of samples, hopefully, and helps us understand bit of behavior, like check raise tendencies of players is also mapped in these stats. Everything is mapped in the stats, and it's super exciting to know that somebody is super prone to check raising you on the flop so much, not so much on the turn, and they do it on the turn. You know that something is up, and if we are not significantly ahead, range, it it makes some sense to actually give or overfold at that point of time. So probably implementing a few things in my gameplay as well while picking this up. Now I did also, is it showing up? Not yet. Let me open up my notes section to showcase what I am taking away from this exercise. All right. So this is the takeaway I am building from this exercise. Right now we have three takeaways from 6 days of hand reading. That is, first one is namely how many flushes are there in the opponent's range. Out of those, how many are nut flushes, that is ace x's, and how many of those are suited connectors, essentially. Uh, Probably with showdowns and with a lot of going back uh, to look at hands and how they have played, we can make few notes on players who who go to showdowns with flush hands to see how many of them were really ace x's and how many were suited connectors versus our analysis, our thought process going through this hand reading exercise. Our next takeaway is how does our hand do versus top of their range. Like, I'd be very curious to know how it works out, range v range and hand versus the top of their range at the same time. And third one is choosing a river bet size which considers majority of their range. Like, if majority of my villains or opponents range is just top pair and just probably let's say they have finalized, like we have funneled about 20 hand combos, and out of that, one hand combo is quads and 10 of them are top pair and probably 5 of them are like two pair hands. In that case, four of them are two pair hands. In that case, I would like to size my river bet according to them having a top pair and feeling comfortable calling it off. So probably that's one of the key takeaways I'm taking from this exercise, since this exercise is helping us build some better understanding of what our opponent, what the villain is carrying through to the river. So that's that. Let's continue the exercise.
Flop means that most likely he has an ace or a club draw of his own. I doubt he has like 3-5 for a gut shot on the flop. Like, if you think right here, what is he calling with here? 3-5 is possible, but that means he called from the small blind with 3-5. Highly unlikely. Most likely he has some kind of an ace or an 8.
You would be surprised on the Spartan games. 3-5 is a legit call from any position. Also on this board with two draws, turn size betting has to be large, as we may have to check if one of the flush cards hits the river, unless we block the nut flush. Indeed, but it also goes the other way around as well. Like, if we size less and check on the turn, it definitely shows a bit of weakness. Either it shows a polarized status weakness, or it shows that we have we have hit the flush and we are inducing a bet. But if our opponent has king x of clubs here, and if the flush hits, and if they jam, that's pretty much all right. And if they don't have a club and they jam, that's also pretty much all right, because then it would be perfectly polarizing the river. When we have bet big on the flop, bet less on the turn, and check the river, it pretty much shows that we do not have the flush going for us. Even if we
Or a
have
flush.
even if we have a blocker, call would be difficult with a jam on the river, over pot jam or something like that. It would be difficult to call off, in my opinion. But that's amazing. Nice,
Straw in
nice
his
to hear
range.
your
But we're
perspective.
not really ranging him right now. But the fact that he called and then I increase my bet sizing from 67% pre to 75% on the flop tells me that I like my hand and I'm just betting for value against the guy. So because I like my hand, what am I betting? What am I double barrel value betting here? Sets for sure, two pair, top pair. I think I'm probably betting all those. Like, even ace 10 suited down to that low. He has ace 5, ace 6, ace 9 in his range where my 10 kicker beats him. So I'm definitely value betting that. Pocket pairs below, I think at this point, because he called the flop, I'm going to
Yeah,
put him on an ace. I don't think I would double barrel my
for
under
sure.
pairs because I don't expect him to fold all that often at all.
I mean, ace x
So
would
if I am
be the least of our worries, in my opinion. Um, Probably two pair or something like two pair, uh, or a good pair and a flush draw is something that I am putting them on. If they are calling us two streets, that too with 60% sizing, if they want to go aggressive, ace X is definitely at the baseline of their calling range, in my opinion. Like, I'd say that's the bottom of their calling range.
I'm going to put him on, let's put him on an 8, ace 7, just a random ace. So I am not going to be betting the pocket pair below. Middle pairs, what are those? Oh, nope, not betting.
Hmm.
Would I bet my flush draws right here? Two different flush draws of each of those. Spade
Nice.
draw, club draw. I think I would possibly bet.
The higher flush draws.
We can filter some of these out.
Yeah.
I think I would be betting
Nice.
possibly the nut flush draws, the king
Second
high flush
nut?
draws.
Yeah.
All the
Oh,
other ones,
nut flush draw,
probably
yeah.
not. I'm checking behind to get that free river. But because I have the nut flush draw, if I do hit, I stand to gain a really big
Massive
pot.
pot,
And
yeah.
plus, the fact that I have the nut flush blocker means that with the king of spades or the clubs, if I have the nut flush blocker, it means he doesn't have it, so he's more likely to fold if he has a bluff himself. Not a bluff, if he has a flush draw himself. So I think I would be betting with those puppies. Oh, the flopped flush draw. Oh, don't worry about flopped flush draw. Oh, yes, I would be betting. Oh, no, wait, we just took some of them out. What's happening? I guess I got to remove them again from this one. There we go. That's fine. The turned flush draw? Yeah, let's remove those as well. Oh, the reason why this flopped and turned is here because we talked about backdoor draws.
Yeah.
So, bam, bam, bip.
Flopped ones are the club
Okay, so we
ones
narrowed
and
some of those.
small ones are
Open it.
spade
Oh,
ones.
that's not even a part of anything. No flush draws, I'm not betting. So basically, look at that. I'm just betting a value range. Nut flush draws as well as top pair or better. That's all I'm doing here. So we've narrowed ourselves down to 34 hands, 45% of the prior street's range. No, 47%, I mean. What was it? 34
Interesting.
hands. Look at that. Lovely. We've effectively taken ourselves down from 142 hands to 34 hands, which is, what, slightly over 20%? 25% of hands or so? And there's the range right here. So things are going really well. We're totally value betting.
Well, I don't know about this aspect, whether it's good that we are funneling down so drastically, like by the turn, if only such few combos are left as compared to the flop. Are we not giving up a lot of information, giving out a lot of information with our betting and with our sizing, if we are choosing to do that with such few hands? So I don't know if that's a good thing, that we are narrowing it down so much. It, in my opinion, it should be wide and not easy to judge. If I put myself in villain's shoes, that'll be giving them some additional information, which is not good.
Down the different boards. Few bets as I increased the sizing from 2/3 pot to 3/4 pot on the turn. Totally. Feels like I'm just going for straight value. And this guy, either he has an ace or he just does not realize I've got a value hand. He just calls. Okay, good, good. Now the 9 comes. 9 of hearts. So, of course, we whiffed any of the draws that we have right now. It didn't complete a single draw
Any draw.
at all. Great. So top pair hands. So looking at our our turn range, 30 combos out of those 34 actually have top pair or better right now. So things are looking good. If he checks to us, I think we should probably be value betting. We check.
Which means we don't have
Check. Why am I checking
really
right
a
here?
solid super
Well,
hand.
Okay, I can
got it.
eliminate the sets for sure.
For
Because
sure.
sets, I guarantee, are value betting.
Yep.
Now,
going for it.
all these top pair hands, I guess if you think about it, this player, our opponent.
Okay, let me try and put it out there what I think about this. when our opponent has been calling us, it could also very easily be with the suited ace, like we have put it in here. Like he did not put him on a range, but I did. They could very well have all of this in their calling range, and if they happen to hit anything like ace 8, yeah, ace 8 is there in their calling range. If they happen to hit two pair and they don't see a flush happening on the board, well, they are going to call us down and probably even check and go for um, what do you call it, go for showdown. They have showdown value over there. Also 8 9, I doubt 8 9 is continuing for that long, but 8 9 could continue if they have 8 9 of clubs, yes, for sure. And if they make a two pair on the river, well, probably checking as well. Additionally, all these ace x's, are with ace and a good kicker. So I'm not sure what we have, but if we have something like ace queen, ace jack, ace 10, not ace queen, ace jack, ace 10, I don't think we, the hero, can go for value. Second thing with is like 3 and 4, I don't think they are breaks in my opinion. They don't count so much. Hmm. I don't think any of these have just called us down. All the pocket pairs which are higher than 9, the second pairs on the board. So I feel they have good enough amount of hands that can easily, equal our hand strength or beat our hand strength. So apart from the sets, everything else could be or should be checked because we only have top pair with a good kicker at best. We'll also have king x, king queen, something like that. So that's definitely not betting. So that's my judgment in this stage. Let's see what
Opponent has ace 9, ace 8, ace 4, and ace 3 in their range, as well as every other ace, right? So
no, I don't think.
There's not many. I mean,
Yeah, probably misdrawn. Just probably not even a top pair. But I don't think ace 3 and ace 4 are in their calling range from the small blind.
there's a few two-pair hands that beat our current top pair. Whatever our kicker is, even if we have ace king, of course, two-pair beats our top pair hand. So I guess that's why I check behind. So I think even ace king here, I already got two streets of really good value. I could go for a third street of thin value if he does have a random ace that did not get a lucky two-pair on us. But I think it might be kind of a toss-up between thin value betting the river, or not thin value betting. And it looks like apparently I decided to check behind. He just played passively on two different streets, gave me a lot of value. Doesn't mean I can't go for more, but I was probably concerned that he had a disguised two pair, that he would just slow playing us the whole time.
Nice.
Is my guess, at least. And so he had ace 5 of diamonds.
Yeah.
And actually, if we think about that, through the streets right here, flop the top pair, ugly kicker. Turn to gut shot draw, still a bad kicker though. Every kicker, unless ace deuce, he beats. And then the 9 hits, and of course, once again, he checked with just his weak top pair hand. Makes total sense. Now, I am expecting us to have some kind of ace here. Ace good. Woo! It fell within our range. So we narrowed ourselves down, to 26 hands right here. Was that 77%?
But I said ace king probably could have betted. Probably not ace jack or ace 10, but ace king could have probably gone for some value. But then, like I said, they could easily have, a hand in their range. Like good percentage of their range does consist of hands that could potentially be ace 8 or ace 9 or something like that.
26 hands. So we took ourselves from 142 hands down to 26 hands. Means we removed 82%. We kept in 18% of our range, and our hand fell within that range. So I am definitely going to consider this a hand reading success. I love it right here. And thank you, LTU Maximus, for making the suggestion of, let me pull up Poker Tracker again, for making the suggestion of just hiding the important details of the hand. Because those details were hidden, I think it felt to me like it made the turn.
All right, but this is interesting. We flop a top pair, top kicker, and there are two flush draws on the board, and we just charged a potential flush drawing opponent It would be very interesting, like you said, Arjun. It would be very interesting to see what would have happened if they would have hit a flush. They didn't hit a flush, and they still we still ended up not value betting for obvious reasons. Probably the reasons I thought of were part of it, but yeah, they have their reasons, I'm sure. And ace five suited is probably a decent, probably a wider defend, but again, their stats are not that wide. But cool, good for us that our kicker turned out better, and it did not it did not end up going into ace 8 or ace 9 or ace 4 for that matter. If ace 5 is in their different range, very well could be ace 4. uh yeah, but for them, small blind probably also played it near okay. If we would have bet small, they would have gotten very easy price to call for their gut shot, which improved on the turn and probably didn't get through on the river. But that this was very interesting, and all the more interesting because I put in some more of these hands, and oops, sorry, and all of these, if these are in our range, it will be all the more interesting because we have a lot more top pair. I think three player flop, continue two player turn. Opponents tend to check with even top pair, assuming they have got max value. Probably our two streets of value is definitely good, especially since the value extracted was like big sized, like 60% and 75%. So I feel that was a nice play out, given the board, and considering that it was free. Maybe because they're losing. Yeah, they are losing to two pair. Good, quite true. 8-9 suited of clubs is definitely beating them. Also, in addition to the all ace X's, which would be beating them if they had gotten lucky. But it's already so hard to make a pair in Holden, right? So, but this is interesting. Us plugging in slightly wider range from our end because we are playing this range and trying to find out how and what we do in this situation is also very interesting. On such boards, though, I feel it's always a game in which you're really half of your opponent's range could have something that beats you, and half of it is like really bad, and some of it is just behind us badly. 70-30 spot, which held. All right, this was nice. We'll continue the efforts tomorrow and for the next whatever 60 days that are left, 59 days. Thank you so much for joining, Arjun. We'll be glad to have you on the series, man. We could probably even have a session. We could get together on a call and talk about this hand reading exercise and try and put our heads together and talk about it. All right, thank you for joining in, and we should continue this effort tomorrow. Take care. Keep reading your hands and keep your goals in sight. We do have some goals as well. So these are the goals. Hand reading series goals. All right, Daniel Negriano, thank you so much, man. Thank you for your funny comment. So the goals are develop opponent ranging in game. We are doing this off the felts, but this is definitely you know preparation for doing it on the felts as well, on the tables, on the keyboard and mouse. Better understanding of ranges and equities of ranges. That is also something that we are doing. Pitching in range words on particular boards, so that helps. And how much of their range are we ahead of is the question I intend to keep asking myself while playing, also while doing this review exercise. So that's fun, and form a good study routine. That's essential. I'm sure we all agree with that. And for now, the schedule for hand reading series is set. So this goal is done. Chat on stream is also on, which is done. And now the only thing remaining is to get Flopzilla. And we have a couple of days to get it. Some funds have just liquidated and I'll be getting Flopzilla. That's that. It was fun doing it today. And we'll continue uh, stuff tomorrow. Thank you all for joining. Join tomorrow for some more hand reading. Bye bye.